My name is Seth Downs, and I'm sick and tired of colleges and the NCAA penalizing players for making money on the side selling things like their own personal autographs and personal attire. One of the biggest news stories years ago was Ohio State University and their coach, Jim Tressel, of their football program, was penalized, and the coach was soon fired after because these players were selling autographs and their personal attire to a tattoo parlor in exchange for tattoos. And I believe that this is wrong, that they was penalized for this and a grown man lost his job over this. Some of the other people that have been involved in scandals like this is Johnny Manziel of the football program. Missed part of his season this past year because he sold his autographs. It was soon sold by others, and that's how he was caught. Football programs and the NCAA believe that these things are wrong simply because they signed with these colleges and universities and that they should remain loyal to them and that they're pocketing money that actually belongs to the university because they belong to their team or their college. I myself find this to be very wrong. It seems like that's a very selfish reason to be doing that. And it seems like it's inconsiderate for these players who are devoting their time and effort to these teams. Just last year, Alabama's football program brought in $82 million. Now you tell me why people get in trouble for selling things for a tattoo that would have costed like $200 to $300. What is that to a university? And not only that fact, but the fact that they're selling their own personal fame that they themselves worked up to gain. It's not the university that made that person who he was, but it's he himself who's devoting his time and his effort. And I believe that his name on a piece of paper still belongs to him. Another reason is because the NCPA, the Players Association there of the NCAA, did a study that these full ride scholarships that cover and are so beneficial to these athletes is actually lower than the price tag that it costs to go to these schools. Many of them do cover their tuition and board, but doesn't cover things like book and parking fees. And these things simply add up after a good amount of time, and these players can't afford to get jobs outside of college simply because they're having to go to practices before and after classes, and during the off season they're having to do two-a-days, and they're in the weight room, and they can't afford some of these things that they're having to because they're doing those type of practices. I would love to see a world where the NCAA can reach an agreement that players can still have their own name belong to them and that they still have freedom that everyone else in America has, or cover all of their expenses and everything that they need, because that's just the right thing to do, the NCAA. That's what I would like to see in the future.